real estate market slows down in the wintertime, we're going to explain what that means, how it happens, and how this might actually benefit you. So we're using some data here and explaining what it means. So in January of 2024, we're going off last year's numbers because we're still in January right now. But January of 2024, in the Minot area, every market is different, there was 40 single family homes sold. But now what does that look like in July? So in the July month of 2024, that almost doubled. We're at 77 single family homes sold. So why? How come there's less homes sold and less homes on the market in the wintertime? Well, I drew a snowflake here. I drew a lot of snowflakes. But the snowflake indicates it's cold out, and it's a pretty obvious one. People don't want to move when it's cold. I don't like doing anything when it's cold out either. I don't even like taking the trash out of my car when it's cold. So let alone getting things packed, getting things moved in trailers, moving companies. It just, or maybe you even have like swing sets in the backyard, and to get things moved when it's cold out, you don't want to do anything outside. I don't either. And it's better just to wait for a lot of people in the summertime or the spring. Another reason why is a lot of people, maybe if you're in the retirement age, they go down south in the wintertime to Arizona, Florida. I know people that go to Arizona. It's a common thing, especially when it's just last week is negative 27. When it's that cold, people don't want to be here. And if you're going to sell a house, you're probably going to want to be at your house or in the area when you're selling, just so you get things packed, make sure all the items are out of the house, and make sure you don't forget anything. But when you're not living in North Dakota, it's hard to do that. So that's another reason why, and people don't really talk about that one. And the last reason I have on here, and this applies to myself too, it's easier to do absolutely nothing when it's cold out. You have a big decision to make, it's better to push that decision down the road when it's warm outside. And this goes for myself too. All right, what's another reason? So another reason why the market slows down in the wintertime is school. So I have academics, that's the first thing. Say you got a kid in third grade, they're halfway through the year, they have their learning done. You don't want to, not say mess up by going to a different school, but have them, maybe they're behind, maybe they're far ahead. That'd be awesome. But a lot of people don't want to mess that up, and it's better to wait for academic wise when the school year is done. And another reason why with the school topic is sports. So right now, January, February, it's basketball season. Maybe you're playing a sport, and to get things moved to a different school, you build a great relationship with your teammates. You're halfway through the season. A lot of times better just to wait. Seasons are done for all sports. After school is done in the springtime, summertime, well, I guess there's baseball, but maybe don't play baseball. But when the sports are done, it's easier then to make that decision to move to maybe not even a new school, but just a different house. You don't have to worry about practice games, the whole 9 yards. And friends. So you're in school, you have a lot of friends, and to go to a new school halfway through the year might be a little bit challenging to make friends, and it might not be a good experience at all, versus starting day one in school to make new friends and experiences. So we talked about school, and it's cold out, but now we're going to talk about how this might actually benefit you. So even though it's cold out, how can this benefit me? So if there's less transactions and potentially less listings, that also means on the buying side, if there's less sales, like things close, that there's probably going to be less competition for that same house. So what I mean by this, say it's in the springtime, summertime, everybody's wanting to move, and there's a lot of attention on this house, and it's going to be very competitive. And I have here better potential price and terms. So maybe you get the listing, like say it's listed for 400, maybe you get it at 380, maybe you get the closing costs covered, maybe you get that home sale contingency that you definitely wouldn't get in a very, very hot market on a very desirable property. That would be very hard to get. And maybe you get the longer also inspection times to maybe think things over. And that leads me to the last point, potentially more decision-making time. So maybe you're scrolling Zillow, you see a house for sale, and it's been on there for a week, but it's slower time, so that house is still in the market next week, and maybe the next week. So you have more time to think about, okay, do we want this one? Do we want this house? Okay, we look at it once. Now we actually have time to walk through it a second time. Sometimes you don't get that opportunity. And you just get more time to sit back and think and decide, is this the house that we do want to buy? So these are the reasons why the market slows down. I have a couple reasons why. And also how this could be a benefit for you. If you want to learn more about how this happens, like how the market slows down, drop a comment below and I'll explain it in a longer video with more topics. Maybe not necessarily talking about the benefit side, but just like, okay, this is why it happens with more data and analytics, and vice versa. Maybe you want me to make a longer video on the benefits of buying a house in the wintertime. But thank you for watching. Have a good one. Bye.